what's music and what's sound effects. And sometimes the line between sound effects and music, and in terms of, I think, what can happen psychologically in terms of things like expectation and all the rest of it, is auditory, but is it musical? Is it, and that's because we did a movie, this is a whole other sort of subject, but we did a movie where there was virtually no music in it whatsoever.
There were scenes where you wanted something heightened, but we noticed early on that if you actually heard the entrance of a musical instrument,
right,
all the tension just dropped out of the film,
right.
you know,
Right.
And the film's all about tension. There's something, and I think it has to do with that right brain thing, you know, a note of music.
Barton Fink is actually a good example of a movie that we made without really knowing, and we shot and cut pretty much, I think, without knowing, having any sense of what the sort of proper score would be.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I remember before you shot, I think, you saying that you didn't think there would be a score, there would all be sound effects. And I felt at the time that there was an aspect of Barton Fink's character that I could bring to it, which basically his naivete, his, you know, this childlike quality. So that's why I wanted to do that high little piano thing.
When you do this mapping of people's brains and so forth, is it music or is it just sound? Or are human beings responding to all of it equivalently?
No, not equivalently.
Okay.
We do definitely give sound and voices have very privileged processing in our brain because they're so important to us, and we get a lot of emotional readout from voices. And part of that, some people think part of why we're so responsive to music is that sometimes music has voice-like qualities, even if it's not made from human sounds. But what strikes me about that scene is it does have a fair amount of music when you're cutting towards the bathroom. And there's a term I've read about in my readings about film music. Film music is often these are the unheard melodies. We're not often even aware that there's music playing. It's just It's influencing how we perceive. But you did something in that film where the music faded out, and then you went to these very disorienting, sort of strange sound effects while you go down the drain. And to me, it sort of, suddenly you're noticing sound. The sound is no longer unheard, it's heard, but it's confusing. And it's sort of like, in a way, putting you into Barton's mindset, which is this disorientation of what is going on, what do these things mean, where am I? And that kind of connects you to his mental place.